There's the frame. There's my Chipotle, at Chipotle sponsor, calling in sick mag. Ooh, nice little message. Thanks, Garrett. The Bombora, size large. Check it out. A few crust stickers. Sponsored by. All right, got the fork pulled out here. Nice little detail on the crown there. We've all seen a Bombora, right? Gonna do the headset. Got the old bottom cup here. One-handed is probably not wise, but it looks like it's going in, so fuck it. Yeah, baby. All right, we're nice and bottomed out there. Headset's done. I'm tired. I don't have anything else to do. We're done for the day. Okay, I'm back at it here. Got this fucking cheap stem off of eBay just to make sure that 90 millimeters was the correct length. It's decent, you know, Kaloi Uno. It's a cheap brand, but it's a brand nonetheless. Reliable, just not swaggy. So I'm gonna mock this up with some spacers and then like mark it and cut the steer. So, all right, so I got everything taken apart here. I'm gonna throw this nifty saw guide on there. Let's see, I can't see shit. Okay, there's the line. Just gonna position it below the line, just like that. My saw blade is really dull, so I'm kind of fighting this thing. You can see it's, you know, the cut is being made. Okay, best sound in the world. Fresh cut. Hit this kind of jagged edge with a file, make sure there's no burrs in there. It's a round file for the inside, and then a flat file for the outside. And now the final good part to do is blow on that shit. Still some schmutz. All right, still some smooch. So we wipe it off. And that is a nice clean hole. Next, we have probably the most fun part about the whole bike build process, using the old threadless nut setter. Like that. And then it kind of sits there and you whack, and that's the distance that it'll be in the steer. You whack that and it'll push it in perfectly straight because I got the deluxe tool. And then your star nut is perfectly installed. So that's close enough, I'd say. Could maybe remove one of those little 2.5 mil spacers. Just making sure that that top cap's not bottoming out on the steer. I don't think it is. God damn it, fuck you. All right, just whipped out the bars. These are some kind of like bike packing-y bars from Richie called Corralitos. They have a little rise to them. These bad boys are installed. The stem doesn't look too bad. I might put like a goofy sticker over the Uno logo so people don't know it was so cheap. Fuck, that was douchey. Oh my God. It's a good stem. It's just not, you know, Nitto Thompson. Been a few minutes digging through the parts bin to find these TRP RRL levers. I like these levers, especially the non-drillium, kind of like goofy retro grouch version. I like the funky like gothic bend that they have. One thing I found with these things is you definitely do want to use these inserts. These inserts adjust the angle at which the hood sits, you know, relative to the bar. And without these things, honestly, I don't even know why they don't just like why these things even exist. Like they should just super glue them in there or have the thing be native to that. Because every time, like I can see, when I see pictures on Instagram of these things and they're all like cocked up like that, and you're like, that's not right. That's because they didn't use these insert things. I actually tried it without those little spacer things and it looked okay. I still just, I'm principled and I want to use the spacer things to prove my own point because I'm a snob and I'm gonna make it work. I hope the spacer thing doesn't come off like, Adam's such a jerk. He has all these opinions and he's being a snob and thinks he knows more than other people, and you know, it's harmful to the newbie who wants to get into it, and they come into it and there's, you know, all these people that have been into it for years and they have these opinions and it's a turnoff, and then they don't get into cycling and then they get back in their car and then they, you know, pollute the environment and they hit someone and hurt them, and the world just kind of is a worse place because I'm a snob and have these opinions to share. Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, on one hand, I'll try to be nicer, but on the other hand, it's just an opinion about a spacer, about a stupid spacer that goes in an obscure brake lever for a bicycle. It's hard to see how much impact that could have, really. I threw on this WTB saddle that's camo. Doesn't match anything, but looks sick, kind of like a blue lug build, a little bit eclectic maybe. It's sort of what I'm going for. This build is definitely like a parts bin, you know, a refuge for my parts that were in the bin, if you will. So yeah, and I got that at Golden Pliers in Portland. Tires are Compass, not Rene Hurst, Compass. I think, what is it? Switchback Hill 650B48. These, you know, they haven't been used that much, but sidewalls are so thin that they leak sealant like kind of annoyingly, and so I just threw tubes in. Oh, and I guess the other thing, somewhere there's a freaking gnarly sidewall blowout. So they're not tubeless friendly anymore. You can see evidence of tubeless sealant leaking out through the sidewall. These tires tend to do that, and you kind of just top them off more than other tires. But it's annoying. These things are, of course, works of art, you know. Kind of expensive, but worth it if you're a pimp. And I am. There it is mounted up. Just realized I'm definitely gonna need, or I'm gonna use a 160 rotor, so I'm gonna need that adapter for the rear. I actually already ordered it, I just forgot. Shout out at JTBadge_gear on Instagram for the deal there. These are fun. They are not load-bearing bolts. In other words, you don't want to use them to mount a rack because brass is not strong enough. It's too soft or whatever. But they're aesthetic, you know, they look kind of cool. Shout out Shovel Research for the brass bolts. If you want to get these, they're at Shovel Research. I guess the other thing they do is prevent water ingress, which is good if you don't want water getting inside your steel fork blades. I don't know if it's kind of a gold look, and gold on pink is kind of shitty looking, but that looks kind of good. I don't know. We'll keep it probably for now. Just remembered I was also going to use these gravel grips from Richie that I had. These are kind of like an Ultra Romance style, or probably going further back than that, like NJS track racer drop bar mounted grip. This one is like foam or neoprene or whatever, and hopefully I'll be able to cover the little clamp because that's one of those pet peeve things that people care about. Although if not, I'm not gonna fucking worry about it too much. It's gonna look sick. I just pulled the big honkin' double rings off this ancient beat up Claris crankset. This was like a parts bin crankset that came on a frame set I bought that, you know, is pretty much trash. But it was one of the things I used to convince myself I could afford the Bombora, to use these. They're heavy as shit, but a little bit lighter without the big chain rings that are like at least a pound. And then I found this elliptical wolf tooth ring on sale online. Pretty ugly, obviously, but it's going to contribute to the eclecticness of the build, if you will. I pulled the bottom bracket from my Omnium. I don't feel too bad doing that because I borrowed that bottom bracket from this Claris crankset, so that's, you know, it's already a borrow, just giving back. It's a good sign when you can thread it all the way in by hand that A, you're not cross-threading, and B, your threads are in good condition and, you know, there's no burrs or weird lack of concentricity or something like that. So good job, Crust, and good job, Shimano. Okay, we have clearance. The first motherfucker to say clearance, Clarence. You're fired. Any excuse I can use to use this tool, I use it. And I guess it's not an excuse, it's more of a reason, because this tool has exactly one purpose. This is my Abbey Bike Tools Shimano preload tightener thing. I got this for Christmas from my mom a couple years ago. Thanks, Mom. It's just a nice thing, you know. Really don't need this because the Park Tool version of the bottom bracket tool has it, but, you know, fuck you. Okay, 5mm Allen here. This, you know, you start it, you do a bit, and then you go to the other side. So now it's starting to tighten, but then when we go to the other side, go to the other side and tighten, it'll be really loose because the other side pulled it in. And now that that's tight on this side, you go back to this side and tighten that, and that's kind of a little bit looser than when we first started because each side pulls. You just want to do this, repeat this process until they're both feeling pretty tight. I think, what does it say here? 12 to 14 Newton meters by torque wrench. We're not using a torque wrench. This is just, you know, I've never used a torque wrench for this. I've never broken one. Never had it fall off, so suck it. I'm gonna do an unboxing of these SimWorks pedals between you and me. These are pretty sweet. I was at the SimWorks pop-up at LA, the bike shop, you know, and I bought these. Shout out SimWorks. I think the US rep's Instagram is Cherries Cafe, like CHARRIES Cafe. They helped me pick out these pedals and super nice person, so thank you. The old Benchmade here. Good stuff, gorgeous pedals. OEM is MKS, so you know you're getting something good. And that color, man, that color is to die for. Wow, I really fucked that up. God damn it. Hold on. Okay, the tutorial for installing these is just get it working good. Like, just get it working. It's working good now. That's how I did it. This is beautiful, like Nissen, Nissen, housing. My friend Dave gave me this. I think you can get this, like, it's kind of like a Blue Lug deal, but crustbikes.com also has it. Riv might also have it, and there's cool colors. This is one that's kind of like, it's like almost like a seafoam green or blue. I feel like it's more blue than green, but so of all my kind of like spare shift cable and housing that I saved from every build I've ever done, there's probably only one that's long enough, if that, and it might be this. This might not even be long enough. I ended up polling Instagram for the flat mount adapters, and here they are. Thank you. The homie, a new homie, Jack Katie, had these, and he gave them to me. Got the gray housing mocked up. This is for the front brake because I don't have a cable long enough for the rear just yet. I'm gonna head to the local bike shop real quick in a minute. The gray to me doesn't look too bad with the blue. Obviously it'd be better if I had all blue, but it's not like black. Like black would be kind of, I don't know, too stark. These are kind of at least the same brightness, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it's all locked up, got the zip tie there, and it's obviously a bit too long here, so we're gonna kind of like mark it about there and cut it. Luckily, this cable is long enough, so we're gonna get the front set up at least. I went to my local bike shop, Pink Puffin. It's a super cool little shop in my nice neighborhood. They're the homie, so when you're in SF, say what's up. Pink Puffin, they're on Sacramento Street. Philip is the owner, super nice dude. They hooked it up with a brake cable that's long enough and a shift cable. So I'm back to doing this stupid coupling of the cables, which is gonna be just kind of my like shameless attempt at making shit work that shouldn't work together. Got this sucker installed, brakes are all dialed up. Here's what that little junction looks like. It's totally hidden unless you're, you know it's there and you're looking for it. Philip hooked it up with some of these pink cable ends, so I'm gonna go ahead and squish that. All right, installed. I like to leave the cable long. It's just a funky thing to do. Okay, so I'm exhausted. It's late at night. Got my baby to sleep a while ago. I pulled off the Dior derailleur 9-speed yada yada, and I'm putting on this SRAM GX Eagle 12-speed stuff using the Paul SRAM shifter mount thing there. It definitely messed with my beautiful cable routing. It's not as clean and nice, but it'll work way better, so I think it'll be worth it. Basically it's a mountain bike group, so it's a 1x12 big ass derailleur, big ass cassette. I'm just getting the shifter cable in there. One thing that's kind of weird is it has this like little pulley thing that's pretty tight bend, so you kind of want to like pre-bend the cable a little bit to make it around that bend, like just eyeball how it's going in, and then you kind of want to pre-bend it and then get it in and kind of baby it through so it doesn't fray and stuff. I can't even do it right now. I gotta bend it more. And then obviously I have to put the chain on. It's done. I stole the wheels from my Envy Mog, which is that guy right there. It's working much better. The other wheels just were old and something was wrong with them. So this is what it looks like. Haven't wrapped the top of the bar yet, but I think the blue hubs look nice with the blue text, although it's not the same blue. These are 700C, whereas the other wheels were 650B, but these are 42s, and there's good clearance. I think you could probably get away with 48s. So yeah, there you have it. I'm gonna give it a little test ride, see how it rides, and then probably wrap the tops